There's a new report out on CEO pay trends, and it's signaling one area where women are actually making more money than men. Leslie Pickard joins us here at Post 9 with the details. Where is it?
Hey, Sarah, that's right. There is at least one place where women are making more than men, and that is in the C-suite. Women CEOs among America's biggest companies took home a median pay of more than $13 million in 2018. That compared with the $12 million that men took home. In fact, by that measure, women chief executives have made more than their male counterparts over the last 5 years. That's according to a new Equilar study, which looked at base salary, bonus, stock-based compensation, and benefits. But there are several factors that skew those numbers and tip the compensation scale more in favor of women. For one, sample size is quite small. The study looked at the 500 largest companies by revenue, and there were only 21 female CEOs, or just over 4% of the data set. Additionally, women tend to run larger companies. In 2018, the median market cap for a women-run business was about $22.5 billion. For men, it was $16 billion. Typically, the larger the company, the higher the compensation. And lastly, compared with the median male CEO, women tend to have a slightly greater portion of their compensation tied to performance. So it would make sense that in a rising market environment, women would take home more money overall. Compensation has grown 25% over the last 5 years, in part due to that rising tide phenomenon. Now, only one woman managed to crack the top 10 list of the highest paid CEOs last year. That's Safra Catz of Oracle, who made more than $100 million. That was behind Tesla's Elon Musk, Discovery's David Zaslav, and Katz's co-CEO at Oracle, Mark Hurd.
I would spin the performance point a little bit differently, which is, do their stocks outperform male-run CEO companies?
Well, according to this study, they didn't last year. They actually underperformed, but both men and women, saw declines last year for their companies. And so women just tended to underperform more. I want to say the numbers were about negative 11% for women and negative 9% for men. So there wasn't a huge differential between the two. But we did see that gap, because women, of course, make more than men. But that gap between women and men did narrow last year, in part due to the fact that the stock market declined in 2018.
Of course, I'm always amazed that when we put it in the bottom there, 4%.
4%.
It's only 4%.
Right.
Gone backwards.
Right. Yeah. It's like you almost can't even look at it as a complete study, because 21 people, it's just really hard to generate statistically significant information from that, especially relative to the 470 something men that were included in the study. So it's difficult in terms of comparison unless you go way back and look at people who were CEOs that no longer are, but then it's not even relevant because we're looking at compensation from 2018.
Right, different times.